Hi, beautiful soul. Welcome to Spiritually Empowered Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. If you are a regular listener, I'm so grateful that you're back, and I'm so glad that you're receiving value from these episodes. And if you're new, welcome in. All of you is welcome here. I'm so happy to be connected. So today I wanted to bring you a chat, a transmission, a remembrance teaching about the uncarved block, reclaiming your soul's original essence. Let's take a deep breath together. Welcome in. Blow out the breath, release something you don't need right now. Let it go. Soften your shoulders, soften your belly. Let these teachings come into your body, come into your spirit if they really jive with you. I am holding the intention that this change your life, because why the fuck not? Sometimes when I teach, I'm like, raise your hand. Who is ready? Who is wanting a miracle today? Raise your hand. And when I'm in sessions, I say, this can be a bookmark in your life. When I'm in healing sessions with others, this can be a bookmark. Today is your day. This moment can be your awakening that changes everything. Why? Why not? Let's shoot for the stars. Let's dream big dreams. Let's open and expand our field. And that starts with softening and loosening the body. So maybe just loosen up a little bit. Kind of feel this slithery fluid energy through your spine, breathing into your hips, your tailbone, your roots, so that you can grow and expand upwards into your destiny. The life that your soul came here to live, who you came here to become. And if you're listening to this, then I know in my heart that that's really important to you. Spiritual growth and becoming who you are meant to be, dreaming your world into being, removing these, ancestral wounds and curses and patterns, and taking the gifts, taking the wisdom from the pain and trials and turning it into your soul's message, turning pain to purpose, going out into the world and sharing what you've learned on your path. We have been healing through storytelling since we arrived on the planet, from wherever star systems, wherever we came from. We have been growing and healing and evolving through stories, and it's time for you to share your story, to teach your teachings. Not something necessarily that you learned in a book, but what you learned by walking in the fire. What is the, intense challenge that taught you something, that blessed you with something, that brought you to your knees to build you up again in a new way? This is about dreaming a new world into being, not repeating the past, right? These people in power, quote unquote in power, they're not really in power, but these elites and these people who want us to essentially be slaves, they would rather us repeat, and live on this conveyor belt. And we sense in our wild, wild hearts that, fuck that. We're meant for more. We're meant for more. And it's not about this extravagant life and doing all this cool shit. That's a part of it, but it's about who you are, evolving who you are. And I want to give you a really cool method, or rather teaching to make it easier, more fun for you to be who you came here to be, with fire, with purpose, with power, with clarity. Oh yeah. So I studied religion and mysticism in college. I also studied psychology and addiction studies and all these things, and I really enjoyed learning about mysticism and these different paths of spirituality. And I remember learning about this concept of the uncarved block. Let's take a deep breath, because why not? And blow out the air, blow out your breath. This teaching of the uncarved block and returning to your soul's essence. Sometimes we get really focused on changing ourselves and, becoming someone new and all of these things where we're expanding upwards and outwards. And all that is great, and that's one half of it, you could say. But here's another piece. Awakening is about removal. Awakening is about removal of all that is within you that is not you. Awakening is about the Tower card in Tarot, which is a collapse of the thoughts that don't belong to you, of the emotions that don't belong to you, of the wounds that don't belong to you, of the beliefs that don't belong to you, of everything that your beautiful, pure, precious soul. Have you ever witnessed a child? Have you ever experienced the freedom inside a child's being and just been so blown away and brought to tears by how free they are? They haven't been stamped by the world. We've all been stamped by the world. And I'm not saying that's wrong to be stamped by the world. It just is. We've all been stamped by the world. And many children have a remembrance of angels, of psychic abilities. Many children can see people who've passed on. Many children come in, already knowing what they came here to do. Like Jane Goodall, that story of, she was 4 years old and fell asleep in the chicken coop. She knew in her being that she's here to be with animals. She had this essence. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with being a teacher. Like I loved whiteboards. And I had all these mini notebooks. I mean, it was, an obsession in a really joyful, passionate way where I was obsessed with desks. Like I got a new desk every single birthday and Christmas. And I just was so in love with this role of teacher and, also performer and singer. And it's so funny. This is a path of return and remembrance just as much as it is a path of becoming someone new and ascending. So the uncarved block is your original essence. Before you were carved into and shaped and molded by the world, by your family, by whoever, I want to invite you to consider where this lands in your body. What if you are already the embodiment of your higher self? What if you were that person, the powerful person, the liberated person, the abundant person, the free person? Imagine who you want to be 15 years from now, and then come into this moment. And I really want to invite you and call you into this. I want you to imagine that you're that right now. And you just forgot. Welcome back. There is no time. You already are that version of yourself. It is not about reaching out and become this and become this and become this and become this and become this. It's about the awareness that, congratulations, you are that person in this present moment. And Zen Buddhism really gives us that medicine. Zen Buddhism, from what I've studied and experienced, says, congratulations, you already are the awakened Buddha. There is no path to walk. There is nothing to do. Go have a seat and just fucking live your life and drink water as the golden Buddha, as the awareness that you are that. I am that I am. But here's the thing, my love. Most of us, if not all of us, have a bunch of crap. And I mean that with love. We have all these beliefs of what we shouldn't be. No one cares about my singing voice. No one wants to hear about this. I'm unworthy of love. And let me just call to Spirit right now and say, Spirit, what is the strongest limiting belief in everybody who's listening to this, and in me too? Imagine us all sitting around the circle. Everybody who's ever listened to this, past, present, and future, whenever you're hearing this, really tap in here. This is what I do, this energy medicine, this linking arms with Spirit. Let's get the answer right now. So Spirit, download into our bodies, if the listener here is open to that. What is this core limitation that we all feel? Let's just open our hearts and receive that. Show us the core limitation of what's holding us back from knowing our original essence and boldly living as such in the world now. And close your eyes if you can, or just breathe. I heard fear of your power. And here's a tip I learned from Shaman Derek. If you did not hear anything, that means a part of you is resisting hearing, perhaps. Some of us don't want to hear the truth because something about the truth, what the truth makes us do is it makes us change. So say you're in a relationship and you don't want to see the truth of the experience of that, this isn't right for you anymore. Because if you acknowledged and accepted that truth, you'd have to leave. You couldn't stay in the same box. The thing about awareness is when you become aware of something, you can't become unaware of it. So you are different. When you realize something, become conscious of something, there is an organic shift and change that happens in your being where you actually have to show up differently because you're different now. Knowledge, wisdom, all of that is power. So what I heard in my head and heart was fear of your power. Fear of your power. And I want to pray with us right now. And this is not a religious thing. This is a spiritual thing. I just want to offer a prayer right now and really ask that Great Spirit bless us with a healing in this space. And let's take a deep breath, and may we invoke the powers of Mother Nature and the powers of our consciousness so that we can easily and gracefully and simply remove the barriers of our essential self. What is blocking us from living as our full self in the world and knowing exactly what actions to take in which moment that are in alignment with the work that we came here to do, with the souls that we came here to help, and who we came here to be. So I just pray. I fill the space with high angelic energy and just pulling in the powers of the earth, only that which serves the highest love. And I just ask now for there to be a dissolution, a dissolving of any internal blocks in everyone listening, if you're open to this, in me, that is really just unfucking necessary. And so bringing this energy in of dissolution, dissolving whatever's in the way, breaking down. With ease, releasing, removing. Spirit, make this stronger. Release and remove anything that is a barrier to our embodiment of our essential self, who our soul truly is. Let's just pause and feel the heart. Breathe into your heart. Who are you at the start? Who are you? What is your original essence? And the most beautiful thing is, let me bring this down into the tangible. So if you've been listening to my podcast, first of all, thank you. And also, I've been talking about, changing my core value because, first of all, the greatest way that we can teach is by example, right? Is by being the embodiment of the teachings that we share. So, and I know you know that, that's just a reminder. So I've explored changing my core value from integrity to joy. And obviously I'm still in integrity with myself and I'm still, honoring my truth. But instead of having this pre-existing structure of here's what I know is right for me, and this isn't right, and this is right, and that's a pre-structure. What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. So in my past relationship and in my past, I came to this point, and I'm a sober person. As of now, I came to this point where I was like, I don't want anyone to smoke around me. That's not true for me. I don't like that. It doesn't work for me. And so I had this pre-existing boundary, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I got to this point where my heart became heavy of holding these rights and wrongs in my heart. So we can either walk into a situation with these predetermined rights and wrongs, or we can exist inside the present moment. And instead of having these preconditioned stories and boundaries and stuff, we actually let the moment teach us. Say I'm with somebody and they start smoking. I will actually check my body and feel into myself and say, how does this make me feel? Maybe, and I haven't done this yet. I don't know what's going to happen with me because I'm feeling every moment. Maybe I want to partake. Maybe I feel uncomfortable and I want to say to that person, hey, I am exploring, my boundaries with this. And in the past, this was like a hard boundary for me. But right now I'm really exploring, seeing how it makes me feel in the moment and just letting that person know. I want to shout out my friend, Maris, for really helping me see my blind spots here and really being a beautiful source of wisdom and knowledge for me to try a new way. So instead of coming in with all these boundaries and beliefs and all these things, I'm actually meeting the present moment and feeling inside my body and then having the courage to express what's happening for me. And sometimes it does look like, hey, do you mind not doing this in front of me, or etc. It's not like I don't have boundaries, but instead of having the story of who I am and what I'm okay with before the present moment, I'm actually writing the story of what I'm okay with by what's actually happening in my body in the present moment. So instead of story, there is presence. You with me? Instead of story, there is presence. And that requires a level of self-trust. And sometimes I put my hand over my heart before entering into a situation and I say to myself, I'm your guardian. I have you. I'm listening to you, my love. I'll check in with you. I'll be your guardian. I'll be your protector. I am your protector. I am 100% committed to living in alignment with what's true for you in moment to moment. I got you. Because living life on this earth can feel very tender, especially as we start to strip away these walls and strip away this bullshit of who we were trained to be and what we are trained to be. And a spiritual person doesn't have kinky, wild sex, and a spiritual person doesn't like to make a lot of money, and a spiritual person should give away everything for free. These are just examples, common examples of the fucking stories. So when we shed this past, when we shed, we are tender. When we shed, we're tender. And so placing a hand on the heart, right? After you let go, let go, let go, it's like when the serpent sheds its skin, and you don't have to, it doesn't have to be hard. That's the thing. That's another bullshit belief. I mean that with love. What if it's just as easy as becoming aware? I remember. Now I'm released from this. Like trees falling in autumn, they don't force themselves down. It's natural. And if you're watching this during Pisces season, if not, this message is coming through for you at the perfect time in the perfect way. But for those who are watching it or listening to it in Pisces season, my love, this is the 12th zodiac sign. I'm a Pisces, by the way. What's up? My birthday is literally next week. It's March 5th if you're watching this or if you're listening to this. Pisces is about the end of a cycle and simultaneously the beginning of a new cycle. So with the yin and the yang, light and the dark and the light, with an ending is a beginning. So as we strip down, as we undress, and yes, this is sensual, as we undress our wounds and undress the walls and undress, we become stewards even more for our tenderness. We are our best shamans. We are our best protectors. We are our best lovers. I will just touch my heart and touch my womb and say, I am your guardian. And in that relationship, I listen. And if I want to do something, maybe it's smoke, maybe it's, ask this person out, like whatever. If I have that desire in the moment, because it's not just about not doing something. What if I have a genuine desire? I want to do this thing. I feel this desire in my body and I want to take this action. I am gonna fucking take it. And I'm gonna walk very gently and I'm gonna feel it out and I'm going to act. I'm going to put myself out there. It's not just about, what's dissolving. It's also about the action that comes from that place of clarity. Ooh, I have this desire to do this thing or to be with somebody in this way or whatever it is. As you stay in your heart, will you do that thing? Do that thing that scares you a little bit, right? Do that thing that calls you to be brave. Because those are the moments where we feel most alive. And it is about integrity. If your body and your womb, if you have one, or your heart or your intuition wants to do this thing, go fucking do it. Dare to act before you're ready. So, the Uncarved block teaching is about you already are your most powerful, gifted self. Who are you without your effort? If you stopped trying to change anything, what is the original essence inside of you? That place of fluidity. And I'm bringing in more prayers right now. Make it easy for us to just follow the flow of who we really are. Because when we do not follow the flow of who we really are, we feel literally depressed. We feel sad. We literally feel low. And someone who lives most of their life in flow of who they really are still goes through all those emotions. It's not like you're happy all the time. That's a fucking lie. For me, I do get happier and happier and happier, but as the pendulum swings up, it also swings back the other way. And so you get to have your full experience of emotions, yet beneath the changing emotions, if you are deciding to dare to flow as who you really are, fuck around and find out, have a little fun with it. Where does the deep knowing in my body want to guide me? Who am I really? Who do I want to be? What is this exciting turn on inside of me? As you follow that, there will be a river, an abundant, crystal clear river flowing down from the mountains that is called peace. That is called joy. No matter what's happening, if you are living as your original essence, you will see signs and synchronicities everywhere. You will end up at a restaurant looking into the eyes of someone, feeling like there is nowhere else you'd rather be. This is literally meant for you. The person that you're sitting around, that you're sitting with, where you are, is fucking a match to you. Versus, I don't fucking belong here. This doesn't feel right. And it's not so black and white, my love. Take or leave anything I say here, but I really want to invite you into the space of the bliss that happens when we live ruthlessly and gently and beautifully and naturally in alignment with our essence. So do everything that you know to do to step down from fear, to step down from stress, because stress will cock block us like nothing else. When we are in a chronic state, not short-term stress is okay, right? But when we are chronically stressed and it's going on, do whatever you do that's, healthy and healing for you to step down from that fight or flight, because that will cock block us from this experience of alignment. Because when we're stressed, we don't give a fuck about alignment. We're trying to survive. So this is not, this state of being is not necessarily available in a stress response, right? We need to, as my shamanic healers call it, we need to bring the jaguar down from the tree, right? When we're stressed, that means the jaguar, which is our source, which is our power. A jaguar is symbolic of walking in power. The jaguar gets spooked, and it jumps up in the tree and it's hiding and it's shaking. And so bringing down the stress response is about bringing the jaguar down from the tree. So it's, instead of being high on the branches, like highly alert and it's not hungry and it doesn't care about thrival and eating in the gardens and playing, it just cares about fucking surviving. We need to bring that energy down. So the jaguar is just hanging out on the low branches, flickering its tail. Its vision opens up. It sees opportunities. It sees abundance. It sees adventure. And so just a reminder, stress will cock block us here. And the cool thing about stress is that we can turn it into peace. We are alchemists. Maybe we dance it out. Maybe we welcome our stress, right? There's a really interesting thing that happens when we welcome the emotion that we're trying to get out of. What if we just, sat with it? So I'm just going to drop that I have a free 30-minute class all about this. Want to get beyond a emotion that's holding you back? Watch this class. Like, that's it. It's a free class. It's Emotional Alchemy 101. If you've already watched it, go watch it again. I invite you to do that and really take this gift that I've given you and that I've channeled from all my breakdowns and how I have, instilled or imprinted this fucking piece. It is so juicy. I feel alive again. I can see the angels in my heart and I can hear the birds and talk to nature, and where I am is where I'm meant to be. And I feel that spark and that alignment, being where you're a match to. I am radiating who I am. And so the world is mirroring that back. And that to me is success. You already are that. You already are that. I want to talk about 3 things. Let's jump. So I am about to open the doors. Stick around. You don't want to miss this. Trust me, there's more value here. There's more epicness here. I am about to open the doors. The wait list is open. I have a brand new creation. Check it out. It's called the Winged Alchemy Membership. Here is what's missing in the spiritual communities. 1, actual consistent community. The lone wolf spiritual paradigm is dying. The wandering alone is dying. Not that it's no longer in alignment to be alone, but it's just, this path of lone wolf spirituality is no longer serving the masses. And this container is about sacred community. The second thing that's missing is structure. And I'm not going to use the word discipline because that's not a very wet word. It's a very dry word for me. Maybe you like it. But, sacred structure is missing, right? We go and explore 10,000 spiritual teachings and meditations. I know this, right? You jump over here, you jump over there, you're exploring this. Where are you actually going? That is the explorer phase. We're always explorers, but here's my point. When we step into a juicy, delicious, sacred structure and we put down the spiritual buffet, we actually step into mastery. We actually hone all of our energy back into one topic, to one thing at a time, so we can digest it and so we can 10x our growth. And that's exactly what this membership is. It's a 6-month commitment. $55 a month. The value of what's coming through monthly is well over $150. It's $55 a month. If you sign up for the wait list, you're going to get a massive discount on your first month. It's like pretty much going to be free. First month is literally going to be less than a meal. Huge discount. I want everybody in here that is ready to 10x their growth and soften into a structure that I built for you. My loves, my life path is a number 4. I'm a fucking builder. So let me build this beautiful path that you get to walk on, that you get to show up for consistently and really meet new levels of your power. All of the links are going to be in the show notes, and they're all over Instagram. They're all over my website. So let me give you another piece of value here and also show you what the 3 core energies are going to be inside this membership. So the first word is power. And to me, power, a person of power is a person who has owned their shadow. They've owned all parts of themselves. They are willing to become conscious of that which is unconscious to arrive into a state of wholeness once again. A person of true power is a person of service. A person of power knows their value, knows their soul, and lives life as that radiant self that they already are. A person of power empowers others, guides others by being the example, by being a voice for change, by being a leader in this new age, this new conscious awakening. A person of power is a person who takes uncomfortable action steps before they feel ready. and has a fucking blast, dancing with fear, dancing with love, embodying all these beautiful emotions, and has a direct mission, knows where their arrow is shooting. That's something that in the very first month, I am going to be guiding everybody through. The very first month is about your vision. Because if you don't have a clarified vision, you're shooting your arrow into the dark. Where are you going? And we are going to have a blast. We're going to clear all the blocks to you holding this vision of your future and who you're destined to become. And then life will start to miraculously align things for you because you've declared where you're headed. It's not about, having perfect clarity on it all, but it's about literally creating a new map for your life via your inner visionary. So, the next word is purpose. Having this, again, direct path, this path upwards to express, to grow your own wisdom into fruit that other people can enjoy. A person who's on purpose is a person who's holding a vision of healing for themselves and for others. And they know in their soul that what they have is of value. So what we're going to do in this membership every month is do energy healing together. We're going to clear the invisible stuff that's keeping you from being on purpose in a really prosperous, loud and clear way where you're empowering others, where you're a voice for change. And the last one is clarity. This is eagle vision. This is owl vision. This is the medicine of winged alchemy. Ooh, let's take a breath. Blow it out. The medicine of clarity is, again, this idea, this direct experience of the calling you were born with. And the way that we remember this original agreement with spirit in our souls, this original essence, this core essence, is we shamanically journey to the spirit world. We shamanically journey upwards like the eagle. We journey high. We journey high. It's not serpent level, ground level. We go up. We start with rooting in the body, right? We anchor into our safety and our sense of belonging. And then together we fly up to the highest mountain peak. We journey and we received direct insight from spirit about what our original agreement was to live out in this life. And the crazy part is, it might totally blow your mind. Our egos are not scripting this. Like, we are literally here to live out these spiritual missions, right? And it can be so amazing and pleasurable and fun. So we will journey together. A person of clarity is a person who is a journeyer to the high, high mountain peaks, because when we're on the ground level, we get distracted by all the details. Our energy is split. We're like over here and over here and over here. And that's the spiritual buffet, right? We're over here, we're over here, we're over here, we're over here. This membership is literally a no-brainer. Even if you're a busy person, this material and this membership and all that we're going to be doing together is going to be so straight to the point and so accessible for your schedule. I'm not going to throw a bunch of stuff at you and go do this and go do this, go do this. It's going to be refined and anchored and steady and miraculous. A person of clarity is a person who's journeyed to the spirit world and received a direct download of insight from these invisible realms that we bring down back into the body. And I'll help you do all of this, my love. This is my life's path. We bring that message, we bring that medicine back into the body, and we upgrade our body. We upgrade our thoughts. We upgrade our emotions. We have an upgrade because we've downloaded this vision. So You can start doing this all right now. Everything that I've shared with you, my intention is to not dangle the carrots over you in terms of the goods in this membership. I'm giving you the value. I'm giving you the teachings. I'm giving you the medicine, because that's just how we do it. So if you're feeling the fuck yes energy and the curiosity, and you feel ready to invest in a structure that's going to help you 10x your growth in a really fun, beautifully structured and sexy way. It's like we don't have to split our energy in all these directions. We can hone in together. That's what this is about. It's going to be a blast. Your next step is to join the waitlist. You're not locked in when you join the waitlist. You're completely free here, right? But when you join the waitlist, you're going to get access to an early enrollment period. And in that early enrollment period, you're going to get a massive discount. Like your first month with all the goods, over $150 to $200 of value, is going to be like $10 straight up. So join the waitlist. And stay tuned on this podcast, because my next couple of podcast episodes are going to reveal the monthly themes. It's a 6-month membership. It's a 6-month commitment. And I'm going to drop in my podcast each monthly theme and give you teachings on each theme that we're going to be diving into. So if you just listen to these upcoming episodes, you're going to be lifted and shifted from that alone. And if you're like, oh my God, I'm ready to go deeper, you'll know what you're getting into. So I am so excited to bring you those episodes. They're coming in a couple days. So they all will be up. And I'm just, so grateful and so turned on about this. Once again, Ashley is leaping before she feels ready. And that's really the message here. Is act on the turn on, act on that, deep embodied desire, like, damn, I want that, and go get that. I love you so much. I hope and trust that you took so much from this episode. Please let me know what you took from it. If you want to, go join the waitlist for the Winged Alchemy membership. And I am so excited to have another chat with you soon. Love you so much. Hey love, thank you so much for tuning in today for Spiritually Empowered Podcast. I hope you absolutely loved this episode, and if you did, please share it with somebody who you really feel would benefit from these teachings and from this remembrance. I hope you have an incredible day wherever you're at in your world, and I will talk to you very soon. Love you.